क्योंकि बहुत सारे दोस्त बोलना चाह रहे हैं, मैंने भी लंबी लिस्ट दी है पाकिस्तान पीपल्स पार्टी से, so I will speak briefly so that there is more time for others. I understand that everybody wants to speak on this issue simply because it is something that has caused national trauma for all of us. So each of us today is in a state of grief and sorrow as well as shock, because no amount of anticipation prepares a country for martyring, seeing its innocent children going to school martyred this way. There were 4 young girls and 2 others. I'm speaking in English, so it is understood by friends here in the gallery, and we welcome them to the Senate of Pakistan. But I hope that they are able to witness the tragedy that this nation is enduring as we speak. Fellow senators, Chairman, we have witnessed what is known as a second APS massacre. The numbers may not match, but each life, each innocent life, each civilian life is equally important to all of us. And any kind of terrorism that allows for this, for children going to school with their bags splattered all over the bus, I mean, it is unconscionable. There is absolutely no if or but or explanation. So we have all unequivocally condemned it. We will also be passing a resolution. But I think we need to go beyond that. Chairman Sahab, we've passed resolutions, we've conducted long operations against terrorism in the country, which many people don't know about, long, painful operations that have cost us our lives, our soldiers' lives, our civilians' lives, and we still have not gone into the front lines of despair. We are a resilient, hopeful, strong nation, and what has happened here is that people don't realize Pakistan has been fighting a punishing battle against terrorism, both in the shape of the TTP coming in from Afghanistan and in the shape of groups such as the BLA, which are funded, secured, financed, and organized. I'm going to say it as it is. We have been too diffident in our diplomacy, with footprints from our neighbor India. Their serving military officer, Kulbhushan Yadav, has been caught doing exactly this in Balochistan, and their main job is funding, their second job is facilitating, and their third job is providing arms. If I am mistaken, my friends from Balochistan can please correct me, because they are the ones living actually in the trenches of a divided and difficult terrain. I say divided because when you are in a terrain that is bordering such countries, yes, we have to give them political solutions. We do have to give better political solutions. And that's a separate discussion. That is an important discussion. We've all touched upon it. And my party believes always in trying to solve as many development and political problems with accommodating as many people in the mainstream. But these are not political people, Chairman Saab. I have actually seen some of them, met with some of them in human rights conclaves in the past. And this is not, while there may be grievance, I want to be very clear. This is not how grievance is addressed. Am I right? Is political grievance ever addressed like this? No, it is not. We have many Baloch, we have many people from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and from the People's Party who has withstood one of the largest terrorist attacks when Mohtarma Shaheed was alive in October in Karachi, 2008 exactly, when she was returning to Pakistan. It was the largest terrorist attack on anyone, and then it was overtaken by APS. We lost Mohtarma Shaheed Benazir Bhutto to terrorism. So we have stood like a wall against this, and we have understood who's a terrorist, who can be accommodated, who cannot. So we are very clear. There can be no accommodation with those that stand to shed the blood of innocent children. I welcome the Chairman Sahab. Good to see you chairing. Good to, they're saying good to see you means many things, but it just came out involuntarily. I really did mean good to see you, but not the other one. Anyhow, Chairman Sahab, I'm going to speak very briefly because I've committed to save some time here today. We have to, yes, address the, absolutely. So the last thing I want to say, Chairman Sahab, is that, should Pakistan with its fingerprints, with India showing its fingerprints on BLA, on this attack, which many are taking responsibility for, should we also do what India did, what Modi's India did? Should we also just say, tomorrow, right, our media has decided that it is them, and once they have decided it is them, we will provide the fingerprints and the evidence. I even have fingerprints from some Jhota Express, unresolved cases in which Muslims were burnt alive in a train, and nothing was ever done. In fact, later a confession was produced that yes, India was responsible. We also have many other attacks like this. There's Pahalgam, and now we have Pulwama. We have Pulwama, and now we have this. Now we have Pathankot. Many attacks I can read out chapter and verse. Today, we ask ourselves, we are a peace-loving nation. Everyone is angry at the war that was forced on us. Chairman Sahib, it is a war that you recall was forced on us. We are a peace-loving nation. That war was forced on us. Peace was considered as a weakness. It is not. The heinous terrorist attack that has been perpetrated by members of the dragnet that is connected to BLA and RAW, the intelligence community arm of the Indian services, we strongly and unequivocally condemn it, but we also condemn India for reaching out so far that Pakistan's innocent children and civilians are dying, for bombing first civilians on the first day of this 87-hour war that they perpetrated. They bombed civilians. We did not. Even the third day we attempted, we retaliated with military targets. So, sir, the question for this House to ask is, should we have gone to war now? Is this casus belli? Is this provocation? No, it's not, sir.
Deputy Chairman of the Senate, wind up, please.
Sirji?
Should I say like the
please,
Deputy Chairman?
It's your prerogative, sir. You always stop me, and I stop with great respect. If you're saying wind up, I shall finish in 6 seconds. So with these words, I want to say the House should consider that are we going to be the other face of India? I would suggest we are not. War is not what we want, but certainly there should have been by now some level of terrorism. If India is interested in wiping out terrorism, if it wants to talk about war, then they should have reached out to us and said, we condole with your people, with those parents, sir. We condemn the attack like we did for Pahalgam. So when innocent civilians are attacked, why is India quiet? That is not a reason to go to war, but certainly there is reason to sort out why terrorism is rising in both countries. It needs to be addressed jointly. But if India does not want to address it, it is obvious that they are the belligerent and they are a threat to stability to not just the region, but to world order. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. It is an honor to welcome this distinguished gathering of African nations. These are nations whose resilience, spirit, and potential continue to inspire the world. I know you are Pakistan's friends, and I know that you believe in that African proverb that if you go alone, you will go fast, but if you go together, you will go far. Unfortunately, Mr. Chairman, today we gather with a heavy heart. We are mourning the innocent lives lost in the horrific attack in Balochistan. Any act of terrorism strikes at the very core of humanity. Targeting children, symbols of hope and future, is an unspeakable atrocity that cannot be justified. We stand united in grief with the families. My heart, Mr. Chairman, is heavy, but my resolve strong. It is unshakable. What happened in Balochistan is pure evil. But Pakistan, I tell you, my friends, Pakistan will not bow. Not now, not ever. I say, and I call my government also to say, and I call the world and my African friends to also say, enough is enough. Terrorism, and for terrorists, there can be no mercy. Mr. Chairman, Africa is not just a continent of immense wealth. It is a continent of history, culture, youth, values.
Please order in the house.
It is a continent of history, culture, youth, values, innovation, and vision. And we share, Pakistanis and the African nations share common principles, Mr. Chairman. We have the courage to face adversity. We have the ability to write our own future with sovereignty, dignity, and unity. Pakistan saw a recent terrorist attack by a neighbor, India. We saw a terrorist attack in the shadows of night. They came and they killed our innocent children. We, in self-defense, as a brave nation, gave them a befitting reply. We counterattacked. But as a responsible nation, I want to tell my friends, our counterattack was measured and proportionate. We did not target civilians. We are a compassionate nation that does not believe in war. We targeted their military operations. And we proved to the world that we are superior militarily, diplomatically, and morally. When, with the sheer force of our counterattack, India sought a ceasefire, we as a peace-loving country accepted it. We accepted it with open arms. But what has happened yesterday will not be tolerated. I, in a speech in the Senate, warned everybody that Modi is a wounded rat and he will try and counter-attack through terrorist activities in the country. We have to be careful, we have to be prepared. We have seen this, and I want to tell my brothers representing the African nations, I want to tell them also, Mr. Chairman, that India is committing a horrible wrong by trying to cancel an Indus water treaty that we have with them. They are trying to starve us. They are trying to make sure that we don't get water by diverting our rivers. We will not tolerate them, and we need your support in that as well. Mr. Chairman, it was rightly pointed out by you just before in our meeting to the representatives that one of the major issues that we have to solve is the issue of Kashmir, according to law, according to the United Nations resolutions. Our African representatives understand that. I would suggest that we should have a separate meeting with them, since they're all here later to discuss the Indus Water Treaty issue and also the issue of Kashmir. It is a great opportunity today to do that. Mr. Chairman, we stand, of course, with our neighbors, Africa is actually a continental neighbor of Asia. We see a journey of prosperity. We as partners, our journey is shared in cooperation. It is rooted in cooperation and strengthened by solidarity and driven by a collective commitment to build a future based on dignity, justice, and mutual respect. Today we honor the enduring friendship between Pakistan and the nations of Africa, a friendship that has grown stronger with every passing year, one shaped by our shared vision for peace, prosperity, and progress. And may I remind you, Mr. Chairman, that this partnership is not built on lofty words only. It is grounded in our shared history, in our common values, and in a firm commitment to face our challenges together. Ladies and gentlemen, and I'd like the honorable senators to just note, it was with this spirit that in 2019, the Engage Africa policy was launched by Pakistan. It was during my government that we launched this policy, which marked a significant shift in our diplomatic priorities. It was aimed at strengthening Pakistan's relationship with Africa through broader political, economic, and cultural cooperation. As part of that initiative, as already pointed out by the Honorable Leader of the House, Pakistan opened new diplomatic missions across the continent, expanding our presence and deepening our engagement. But this was not just a strategic decision. It was a clear reflection of Pakistan's commitment to building a stronger, more connected partnership with Africa. And this partnership is not limited to governments alone. It is above all about people, the individuals who make up our societies, the human connections that bind us. Through these initiatives like the Pakistan Technical Assistance Program and our Foreign Service Academy, we have laid the foundation for lasting relationships with mutual growth. To date, over 700 diplomats from 52 African countries have trained in Pakistan. Each one is a living testament to the strength of our cooperation and the depth of our friendship. I propose a new initiative today. Today is an important day, so I am trying to propose a new initiative, and I know the Honorable Chairman actually is fond of new initiatives as well and undertakes them. I propose a Pakistan-Africa Cultural Festival, an annual celebration of our shared cultural heritage, a platform to showcase the richness of our music, our art, and our storytelling between the two nations. The bond between Africa and Pakistan is not just diplomatic. It is not only economical, it is cultural. And by celebrating our histories, our achievements, and our dreams together, we strengthen those bonds build relationships that go beyond politics and trade. Nelson Mandela, like Imran Khan, is my ideal leader. As Nelson Mandela so wisely said, it is in your hands to create a better world for all those who live in it. That call still echoes today. It challenges each one of us to come together to build a future that is brighter, more inclusive, and full of opportunity for every citizen, no matter their origin or background. As part of the opposition, representing the opposition here, it is often my role to offer constructive criticism and hold the government to account. But when it comes to friendship between Pakistan and Africa, let me be clear, there is no opposition. There is only unity. There is only unity, shared ambition, and a deep belief in the power of collaboration. Thank you very much.